Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Eat, Craft, Grow. Today I have a swatch and review of the Essie summer collection called Bustling Bazaar. The inspiration for this collection is the bazaars of Morocco and all the beautiful and bright colors you can find there. This collection is available now at most places where Essie is sold. It is limited edition and it won't be available forever. I purchased my polishes from Polish Pick and I will link their website down below. Today we have 6 polishes to look at, so let's go ahead and dive right on in. Okay, so first up we have Worth the Tassel. This is described as a bright and playful purple nail polish. This is a cream formula. Goes on pretty well here in this first coat. It's not perfect, not fully opaque, so I will be building this one up today. You can see I have a small amount of streaking in this polish and a little bit of patchiness. Other than that, though, I think the formula is really good. It's nice and smooth. I didn't experience any running or pooling or staining with this one. This dried pretty glossy on its own. I would still recommend a top coat to extend the wear time of your manicure. And nothing in this polish is going to be difficult to remove by any stretch of the imagination. And here we are going in for the second coat, and you can see that it is fully opaque for me in 2 coats. I don't think this would be a 3-coater unless you have really long or an extremely strong visible nail line. I think this is going to be a 2-coater for pretty much everybody. And here's 2 coats of Worth the Tassel with a glossy top coat. Next up is Bustling Bazaar, the collection's namesake. The description for this is a dramatic, dusty cyan blue nail polish. This is a beautiful turquoise cream. I actually really like this polish. This is also not fully opaque in the first coat, so I will go in for a second coat with this one as well. I could see some streakiness as the first coat dried down. Otherwise, the formula is the same as the last polish. No running, pooling, or staining with this. It will dry glossy on its own. Again, I recommend a top coat, and nothing will be difficult to remove. Here we're going in for our second coat. Now I liked this at 2 coats, but if you were pickier than I am, you may want to go in for a third coat. There is a very small amount of patchiness after my second coat dried down. You'll see that in my photos. But it didn't bother me from further away, and nobody is as close to my fingernails as what I'm getting with photos and these swatches. So I just don't think it would be an issue for me in my day-to-day life. So I stopped at 2 coats today on this one. And here's 2 coats of Bustling Bazaar with a glossy top coat. Alrighty, third up is Mosaic on Down, described as an enchanting gold nail polish laced with ultra fine glitter. This is my favorite way to get a shimmery look. The shimmer in this polish is small enough to just get really nice coverage, but it's large enough that I don't get any brush strokes like I would with like a pearlized finish. This goes on beautifully, just like the creams in the collection. No running, pooling, or staining. You'll note that I did flood my cuticle on my pinky fingernail. That is my fault. I got the brush way too close to my fingernail, or my cuticle, excuse me, and I never went back and cleaned that up, apparently. I was watching this and realized that. But that's total user error, not at all the fault of the polish. No difficulty with removing. You don't have to do any scrubbing, but the shimmer will be very messy to remove. It just ends up getting everywhere. And this dries glossy on its own, but I would recommend a top coat just to extend the life of the manicure, as well as to make it just sparkle and shine to its best possible effect. And here's 2 coats of Mosaic on down. And next we have Spice It Up. This is a bold and burnt red nail polish. This is a stunning orange leaning red. I drived hard with this polish. This type of red looks just really good against my skin tone, and it's probably my favorite red for a pedicure. Side note, you can totally see the shimmer from the last polish all over my skin in these shots. Formula is excellent, no running, pooling, or staining. Coverage was also really good, especially compared to the other creams in the collection we've already looked at. It has potential to be a one coater, although I think the second coat is just where we get that nice juicy look to the nail. So I would recommend going in with a second coat. I would also recommend a base coat, as this is a very pigmented red and it does have potential to cause staining. I did not experience that. I also wasn't wearing it on my nails for very long this day. This dried glossy, as the rest of these have in the collection so far. Top coat still recommended, and nothing in this should be difficult to remove. So here is 2 coats of Spice It Up. Here we have Souk Up the Sun or Soak Up the Sun. This is described as a creamy and radiant coral nail polish. For some reason, my camera pulled a lot of orange out of this polish. It definitely in person comes off as more of an orangey coral color, but definitely coral. Formula is still really good. I didn't experience any running, pooling, or staining with this polish. I did see some streaking and patchiness on this first coat, so I'm definitely building this polish up today. This dries glossy, as the rest of the collection does. Top coat is definitely still recommended, and nothing in this polish is going to be difficult to remove. So here I'm going in for my second coat, and the second coat covered a lot better than the first coat did. As this dried, though, I noticed that I still had a little bit of patchiness, a little bit of streakiness. So I will actually be building this one up in 3 coats today. This is the only polish in the entire collection that I really felt strongly about it being built up in 3 coats. And here is our third coat being applied now. And you can see, like on my middle finger, my index finger right now, that there is still some patchiness. And that's pretty much taken care of with this third coat. And here we have 3 coats of Souk Up the Sun with a glossy top coat. Lastly for today we have Kaf-tan. This is a warm and earthy nude nail polish reminiscent of Saharan sand dunes. For me, this falls into the Prugly polish category. It also reminds me more of a fall polish than it does of a summer polish, but it still looks good with the rest of the collection. I do still think it, adds to the cohesive nature of the collection overall. This has the same formula as the rest of the creams in the collection. The opacity of this polish is more similar to Spice It Up. This has definite potential to be a one coater. If I had gone in a bit thicker with that first coat, I think we may have been able to get this to be a one coater. No running or pooling or staining for me with this one. Nothing is going to be difficult to remove. This again dries down glossy, but again, top coat is still recommended. One of the things I love about the Essie brushes is that they are the paddle brush with kind of the flat paddle brush with a rounded end that makes it just really easy to get in close to your cuticles without causing problems. And here's 2 coats of Kaf-tan with a glossy top coat. So that wraps up this collection for me today. My favorites from this collection were Bustling Bazaar, Mosaic on Down, and Spice It Up. I've worn all 3 of these polishes as either a manicure or a pedicure since I got the collection. I do appreciate the consistency of the formula just across the board for the entire collection. I felt like all of the creams performed really nicely, and the shimmer in the collection just provides such a stunning foiled effect on the nail, just a really nice accent to the creams. As of the time I'm filming this, the collection is available in its entirety at Polish Pick. I didn't check other retailers. I'm sure it's still available at other retailers. You'll just have to look other places if you don't want to get it from Polish Pick. But I will link their site down below. I will also link the Essie website and their Instagram page, as well as my Instagram page down below, where you can find more swatches of these polishes. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications if you want to see more from me. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.